Good morning. This is DT with Interactive Homeschooling, and it's about 5 a.m. this morning. But I wanted to go ahead and kick off my start of YouTube videos today. These videos I want to use to hopefully empower parents, either for homeschooling their children or also to empower parents who may have their children in public schools. This video today, I want to introduce and explain some information regarding standards. We all know that there are, each of our states and also at a federal level, there are educational standards that are set for our children. And this video is not to debate what I may believe or how I feel about certain standards, but more so to teach us how we can locate the standards, either at a state level or a federal level, and also how we can use those standards to help us to either create resources to educate our children or to understand what is being taught to our children in school, and to help parents to stay on task with assisting teachers with educating their children. I do apologize for the noise. Again, it is 5 o'clock a.m. I'm a homeschool mom, so I do have laundry going, so you're going to hear some things beeping. But let's get started. Now, again, we are in Florida, so the standards that, or the website that I'm using here in Florida is www.cpalms.org. That is where you will find the standards for the state of Florida. And here, what I want is to help people to learn how to navigate and find out what they are. So we'll go here. We're on the main page now, where we're going to go to Standards, Info, and Resources. This is one that I use in order to set up units and things for my children, or checklists of objectives that I want them to learn as we study a topic. I'm going to go back. If you wanted to just look to find out what your child was learning for their grade level, they have it right here in this educator toolkit. So if you only want to see what's being taught for your child for that grade, you just go to the grade that your child is in. I'm going to go to grade 4. And we're going to open up this toolkit. And here you'll be able to see all of the standards for each subject that your child is expected to learn during their fourth grade year. So in accessing those, let's just go to math. If you want to know what they were teaching your child for math, you could go here to the standards. And here on the screen, you will see each of the standards listed individually. It tells you exactly what is expected of your child. So let's look at this first one. Your child in the 4th grade is expected to be able to draw points, lines, line segments, rays, angles, right, acute, and obtuse. And there's more information. So if we want to know specifically what the child is being taught for that standard or expected to know, you would just click on it. And it's going to give you some more detailed information there, okay? So for those who have children, if your children are in school, this is a great tool for you to use. I recommend, and what I did when my oldest 2 were in public school, is that I always, at the beginning of the year, printed up those standards so that I knew what my child was expected to learn. And I gathered resources to assist my children at home in making sure that they understood what was being taught to them at school. Now, parents who homeschool, if you want to use these as a base, and I do use them as a base guide, to help me when I develop different unit studies. And I'm going to show you how I do that. Whenever I want to set up a unit for my children to work on, or maybe I'm setting up a skills checklist, which is actually what I'm doing this morning, is working on skills checklist for geography. It's almost time for them to get ready to take their standardized tests. I'll be ordering those for them soon. So I want to review certain skills. Of course, there are things that they may not have done in a while, so kind of want to bring it back to their memory, and so they'll be more easy. That memory will come out when it's time for them to take their tests. So today I'm working on geography checklists. So what I want to do, you can notice these are all separated by subjects. If you want to, you can type a specific thing inside of the search box up top, but I'm not going to do that today, because what I really want is to get all of the standards, regardless of what grade. I want all of the standards that have to do with geography. So I'm going down here to social studies, and I'm going to start with kindergarten. And then it's going to give me a breakdown of everything that's broken up for the child as a social studies skills in kindergarten. So I'm going to go here to the next arrow. I'm going to find geography, and I'm going to click the link for geography. Here it's going to give me all of the specific standards that a kindergarten child needs to learn for geography. If you want more detailed information for each of those, you would do the same thing. You just click you can either use the drop down here, and it's going to give you specifically all of the itemized standards for that particular topic, okay? These are the standards that I'm going to use to develop our notebooks, or develop some type of learning center for the children, so that I can make sure that they have reviewed these skills. Okay, now I'm going to close this just because it's going to take up a lot of space for now, but I want you to see that you'll be able to do this with each of your subjects, so you can use this information as a base guide to kind of set up some learning centers or notebooks or unit studies. Now, the way I use these, I'm going to show you how I would implement all of this, okay? I have a notebook that I've been working on for the children to review some geography skills. So in this notebook, they will be reviewing some terms, and I've gathered various resources based on the skills that are expected for them to understand and learn, and put that information together so they will be able to put it in a notebook. We do a lot of interactive notebooking because it allows my children to have the opportunity to do some self-studying. So we will create some lessons. Either we will do them together, or I will put together resources building a wiki that has links to different websites that provides the information for each of these pages. So this one is just introducing the themes of geography, so they'll be able to fill in the information under each of the tabs. And this will allow them to be able to study independently, because the answers are going to be hidden. So they'll be able to study these resources independently. By using those standards, again, we've developed the pages. So this page would be for them to learn to identify places on a globe, which they know these things. This is just a review. Learning certain lines on the globes, learning the various hemispheres and being able to identify them. Again, these are about learning different lines on the globe or on maps. And they'll be basically, I cut these out of some worksheets. You can get really creative if you don't want to create things of your own, don't want to put the pictures together. Find notebook pages, worksheets, and you can make interactive notebooks just as quickly. All of these have flaps, so they'll be able to write the answers underneath and check themselves later. This is a collaboration of different resources. So some of these are some things that I've got off of TPT, maps that have been online, or maps that were, or resources that were found in some of our workbooks. Here they'll have some things for vocabulary terms that they'll use for a map that they'll be able to pull out and put back into their notebook. I'll just set it aside for right now. Let's see. Okay, this page will have information that they will be researching the different types of map projections and so forth. We'll have some things, more vocabulary, time zones as they're studying geography, plates, more vocabulary, learning the different biomes so they can see how the climate affects how people live, how they dress, the resources that are available, and so forth. And then we'll get into some more specific, making sure they can identify some basic places around the world, oceans and seas, deserts and mountain ranges, getting more specific with the area that they live in, learning more and reviewing the geographical areas for North America, and then going on to some of the other countries or continents. So that is one way that you can implement those that you learn, or the specific standards as you go. So again, you can use these either as a homeschooler, or you can use them as a parent and you just want to review information with your children, or to keep up with what your child is being taught in school. What I plan to do, or what I am working on this morning to kind of help me to keep up with my children and how they're learning the standards, is that I'm actually going to type up the standards, and I'm going to put them on some Avery mailing labels. And as each child masters that topic, for me, as we're reviewing, I'm going to be able to pull these little stickers off and stick them in a notebook to show the standards that they have met and accomplished. I can put the date there that they met this standard, and also keep up with dates that we're reviewing those standards. What I plan to do is, as I go through these, this will take a very long time, and I'm sure I will not get through all of them, but I'm definitely starting with geography today. So I will post a link to this that you guys can print for your children if you want to start doing this. And if you do the same, you can print them, post a link down in the comments section. We would appreciate it, and we can all work together to empower each other to be better parents and better educated parents about knowing how to educate our children and to assist or take charge of their education, either in public school or homeschool setting. All right, again, this is DT with Interactive Homeschooling. My blog is www.interactivehomeschooling.blogspot.com. Thanks.